Alrighty, welcome everyone. My name is Layla. That hasn't changed since the last stream. And I'm a 3D character artist / streamer here, wherever you're watching on ZBrush channel or Maxon channel. And today we'll be working on this character that I started 2 streams ago. I haven't worked on it in my spare time, so the progress is sort of still in the alien stage, like not sure about proportions sort of stage. But yeah, I'll try to make her look more appealing today. Hello Akin. Hello from Jamaica. Hey Jace. I'm here for your work, Miss. Impressive. Thank you. Alright. Okay, cool. Let's get started. Hello from 3D World Country. Oh. Hello. Okay, so I reckon I should import the image. Also, I was successful at tracking down the artist. It was so hard. Like, there are 2 images, or like 2 links that come up when you try to insert this image into the search bar. One of them was dead and the other one was on Tumblr. I don't know how to use it. And I think the person who was posting it deleted the Tumblr or something like that. But anyway, somehow I managed to find it. Did I even? Yes. But this is the name of the artist. Damien alias George Cox, I would imagine. And he has like a very distinct art style. Artworks is where is it? Rose. Here she is. You know, Miss? I bought student license for releasing my creativity I love so much. Ooh. You bought the license for ZBrush? Can you show your artwork profile for us? Sure. Or you can just type in Layla Viscu in ArtStation. Here's the link in the chat. Okay. Let's turn off the poly paint and look at the proportions. I got some references on the other screen here. Okay. So although I lined up the sculpt to the concept, I think, last stream, and the proportions are correct from like the profile, not the profile, the front view. He does not look very appealing. And I'm trying to figure out why. And this is usually the longest part of the process, tweaking the small parts of the sculpt to make the sculpt look more appealing. Might turn these off for now. Let's see what's going on here. I have 2021 ZBrush. Should I upgrade or is it okay? Thank you for your advice. There have been quite a few changes added to the new 2022 and then the new 2023 version that I'm yet to upgrade to. Such as improved zoom measure, which I use a lot, so I'm really looking forward to updating it. There was a really cool kind of like slime tool that connects two pieces of geometry that you assign to it. It's cool for you. It's cool for artists who sculpt creatures a lot, with like torn jaws and like slime out of the mouth, stuff like that. Then there was a really good improvement in masking tools. Like you can draw a mask and then ask ZBrush to fill in the area. That's also 2023. And support of redshift as well. That's pretty cool. That's just a few. I would recommend versioning up, but also it really depends on your on your budget. Sorry guys, I'm a bit sick, so I might clear my throat every now and again. Better. Oh, yeah. I don't want to interrupt your stream, Miss Layla. Can I separate body parts of your 3D character for gaming? Of our 3D characters for gaming. Oh. Yes. As far as I know, it is a common practice. They do like to, game dev artists like to connect everything together, so it is a bit easier to paint skins, and like the whole process of rigging becomes easier as far as I'm concerned. But I have seen artists separating like the skin from the clothing, and in ArtStation Challenge that is currently going on, there'll be plenty of examples of people doing that for the game art category, where they would like split the mesh of your character into parts. So let's say the body is one part, and then like the outfit itself is the other, and then the weapon is the third part. Stuff like that. I love that you're soft-spoken and enjoying working on my own 3D and listening to you. Thank you. It's nice to hear. Hi, BK. I'm always told to add color to the model, the base color. It lets you see what needs fixing and tells you it looks good. I would wait for a little bit before adding color, but yeah, definitely don't wait until the very end, because it can be a really cool way to check portions. I did add color early on, but I do turn it off every now and again. Check what my grayscale looks like. You see, I'm trying to define the facial planes a bit better. And her lips need a lot of work. I haven't touched them yet. What I like to do, just purely for zero measure purposes, is because I have upper and lower parts of the head, I like to get this line in line with the corner of the eyelid. I want to get like a clean intersection between these color groups. You'll understand what I mean soon. And the same goes here. Maybe I could divide this one once more. This looks amazing to me. Thank you, but it still has a long way to go. I want to use for Roblox. What's Roblox? Because of that. Okay. Move at the reader. Yeah, that song is stuck in my head. Good song. Let's see what's playing right now. Yeah, it's a game and I need separate body parts of a humanoid for use. Do you have any ZBrush modeling course, Miss Layla? You can just drop the miss, just Layla. No, I don't have any ZBrush courses, unfortunately. Nor do I work in game dev industry, so I can only speculate, really. Sorry, guys. This guy is good though. I think I show him every time on stream whenever anyone asks me about game pipeline. So he's got a very long series on how to create a game character, from sculpt to like retopology, texturing, stuff like that. It is done in Blender, but the same thing can be achieved in ZBrush. All the principles can be applied to. This is the best one you can get. What's the best one you can get? It took me 3 weeks to learn ZBrush. Oh. I saw your portfolio and I'm impressed. Good work. Thank you. Silly. Thanks for sharing with us, lady. You. How was everyone's weekend? What did you guys get up to? There's 17k students use it. I'm still not sure what you're talking about. Did you send the link to the chat? Because they don't go through. Did you try to apply at Pixar as an intern? No. I saw they have an intern program, but I never applied. I live in New Zealand and I'm currently still in the process of trying to get my residency sorted, so I can't really fly away to States. There's no point in applying. Oh, cool. Miss Layla, do you think you use RenderMan? Did you before? No, I've never used RenderMan. I know it's Pixar's rendering engine. And I'm subscribed to the newsletter, so like I like to watch tutorials on it. Personally, I never used it. Good work, thank you. Is where it is at. Okay. So you're saying you use Arnold? Oh, I forget. So sorry for that. This paid thing. No, I don't mind talking about RenderMan. It's fine. I'm not advertising it. All of the rendering engines, to be honest, are good. Just pick and choose your flavor. Okay, I want to create the mouth bag. If you're unfamiliar with this term, it might sound a bit scary, but it's not. Sort of just kind of like a cave inside. It's just a mouth, but without it leading down to like the throat and stuff. So it's just a bag sitting here. And it's used in 3D animation pipeline and game dev pipeline all the time. So let's do it. Let's isolate this part that I just masked out and then close holes. No, delete lower, isolate it and close holes. Cool. Let's do the same here. Holes. Cool. And now if we open her mouth, it will be like this. Here what I like to do is smooth out the edges a little bit. And now mask out sort of the cross section of the mouth bag. Think of it that way. Leaving some space for the lip to happen. Very important, again, in animation, you don't want to have thin lips, because when the characters are gonna start talking, well, it will just look weird. Put some fat in here. Now we can push it in. Sort of. And let's do the same for the upper portion as well. I'm just eyeballing it in terms of distance. Now I like to open her mouth, or any model's mouth really, a bit wide so it does not glue together when we run remesh by union. Also, any areas like these I try to avoid. Go into brush and in auto masking slide the mask by polygroups to the max. Now it would only grab the polygroup. Ooh. Okay, so we have some intersection between the neck piece and the mouth bag, so I'm trying to avoid that. Might be a bit tricky. Hi color stars. Hey Layla, how are you? Hey, how's it going? I'm good, thank you. Just a bit sick. Orange Bob says Glenn Kane made sure that lips look natural in Disney movies before him looked like toys. Is it in 2D or in 3D? The music, your voice, and watching is cool. Is so relaxing. It's like an easy pill for my depression. I find sculpting relaxing in general, but this trim is way too satisfying. Thank you. I'm glad you find it to be that way. How did you bring up the geometry palette in viewport when you did the close holes? Oh, it's my custom menu over here, and I mapped this menu to be brought up to my stylus. So whenever I press it, it appears. You can do the same. You can like Google how to make your custom menu, ZBrush. But the gist of it is that go to enable customize, then what was it? I made mine 2 years ago. Hotkeys? Space? Custom UI? Yeah. So in custom UI you create a new menu which will create like an empty box that you can then rename to be your name, or just like maybe you can call it custom. And then okay, I'll just create it custom. Here it is. We can pin it to the side. Currently it doesn't have anything. And these guys are just like placeholder thingies. So I think I can Control Alt and drag stuff to it now. So anything on the UI that you can see, like a brush, stuff like that, I can pin to that side. I'm not gonna do that because I'll never find it again. Basically, once you're done, you can also add like sub palettes, which are just dividers. I have a few of them on my custom menu, as you can see. And then yeah, you can go into preferences and say like you disable customize, and then you save UI and store configuration, and you'll have it. And then in your tablet properties you can select the button. If you're using the tablet, select the button and map it to like a hotkey. Okay, it's a bit complex. So you assign the hotkey to the menu, which is like for me 2 on my keyboard, and then I go to the settings in here. Here are my settings, and in digital pan, was it tab? Okay, it's not 2, it's tab on my keyboard. So the menu is assigned to tab, and here I go and I assign tab as well, so they're kind of linked together. I know it's a lot, but there are better tutorials on YouTube that explain it in a better pace and probably better words as well. That's just an express explanation of how you can get that menu. And it's really handy too, because I don't have to go into like all of these menus and find stuff that I need. Hi Layla, I'm working with you in my own project now. Awesome, what are you making? Oh, you look like Ciri in the Witcher series. Thank you. Yeah, I love Ciri. This is because of the makeup. I think she has a more intense makeup though. Like, literally just black charcoal. Because I read the books, she used charcoal to make her eyes stand out a bit more. In my case, I didn't use charcoal. Hi, Gaurav. His influence can be seen in 3D movies, but before and after Incredibles is a good example. Fair enough, I do remember very thin lips in the first Incredibles movie, but I thought it was kind of their style. Also, did he work on Disney movies or Pixar movies? Because as far as I know, they're still separate from each other in terms of what kind of product they output. Cool, thank you very much. You are welcome. Hey Layla, how's your week? It's just started. It's 7 a.m. of Monday, so far so good. Had a coworker working in ZBrush only with a mouse, no tablet, never understood it. Doing complex organic characters with a mouse. Well, he must have been one hell of a pro. I could never do that. I'm too spoiled at this point. Okay, let's do remesh by union. So you can hit W to bring up Gizmo, and then here, remesh by union, which will take every intersection of each polygroup and each mesh and kind of just sew it together. That's why we made sure that there's some distance. Did we make sure? Is there any distance? Can't really see. Oh yeah. There is enough. See? Yeah, we'll need to fix some stuff. But overall it worked, which is nice. Now we can duplicate it. We can also save. Actually, I meant the previous one, lol. I just forgot that it's Monday in your area. Yeah, it's been okay. I got sick and I had to work from home, but overall it was pretty good. My partner and I started playing Baldur's Gate 3, and I never thought I would be into that, like turn-based point and click sort of game, but it's been really fun, and I really enjoyed the character creator part of it. Spent like an hour in it, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. And I do know that you asked about the week, but I did dedicate almost like all of my weekend time to playing it and getting better. And ZBrush for now, let's activate the symmetry. Let's keep groups and set it to something like 18,000. Grooming task for Theodore and Alvin and the Chipmunks in Blender 3.5. Oh wow, that is very nostalgic. I think I was very little when the Alvin and the Chipmunks came out, but I do remember it because they would like sing all of the trendy songs at the time. I think in the third part they even sang like Lady Gaga song, and I loved it. That's cool. R.I.P. his wrist. Never can do it either. Wrist. You mean the model's wrist? Yeah, it's okay, we'll fix it. Хорошего стрима. Спасибо. I finishing model and retopo Theodore in ZBrush. You finished model and retopoed. Oh, you did retopology in ZBrush. Did you use ZBrush? It's taking a while. Okay, I aborted it. Let's maybe fix mesh. Weld points. Try it again. I owe single lady song. Love, yep, and Z model. Okay. It really doesn't want to work. I think I know why. Because of this mess. Let's try and fix it somehow. How is it still connected? Okay, let's do this. Delete. If you guys can't see what I'm working with, it's just these floaties that we created during the remesh by union process. So I'm really trying hard to get rid of them. See your image, both points. I think it's zero meshing the mesh surrounding the mouth sac. Yeah, that's why I'm trying to get rid of it. I do retopo Theodore with zero mesh and ZModel to get nice result. Nice! There's a ton of subdivisions already for the Neon Tokyo challenge. Do you have approximately a concept that you would like to choose? Yes, I have been following the submissions for the 2D concept phase, and I have some in mind, but because they aren't finished, then I need to see all of them in color. I'm gonna wait for another 5 days or so. I think it's only 7 left. And then I think I'll make up my mind and I'll choose one. But I will only participate if I like truly fall in love with the concept, because it is a very, very tolling experience to be in the ArtStation challenge and give it your all. I would know because I gave it my all last time they ran the challenge in April. Almost died. That's an exaggeration, but my health has seen better days during that contest. But hey, no regrets. It was a lot of fun, and it's a huge boost to your 3D skill as well. I just started learning ZBrush, and how can I learn it fast as a beginner, and I have a little experience in modeling in Blender too. Any tips? Just pick an artist that you really admire, and chances are they have either some tutorials or they stream on YouTube, or they have tutorials, or like just any stuff that, any educational content that they provide, absorb it. That's how I did it anyway. I picked 3 different sculptors that had YouTube channels, and I watched their streams, and I watched how they do stuff, and whenever they would show off a feature, how to do this or that, like how to model a skirt or how to sculpt a mouth bag. I would like either write it down or just do a mental note, like, oh okay, I'm gonna do that as well. And bit by bit, you will get better. Okay, zero measure. Come on. Ooh, yikes. This is the worst. Okay, I'll do it again, but before that I'll answer some questions, just because when you do certain things in ZBrush, like zero measure or decimation, it takes a lot of power, of computer power, and if I speak at the same time, my voice can come through as like a bit broken. Okay, but zero mesh with polygroup. Oh yeah, so you retopoed Theodore with zero mesh and polygroups. That's good. That's what I'm trying to do now. Does sculpting the mouth side help you in the retopology stage to get the lip thickness? I mean, that's precisely why I'm doing it. I don't like modeling the mouth sac by hand. It's not my thing. I like to do a clean sculpt with the mouth back in it already, and then I can hide faces and like properly do the retopo in there. Or sometimes even Z-wrap will work if you have a mouth bag. Hey Chad, do you know if your poly paint is on Dynamesh, get rid of poly groups, but if poly paint is off, it retains poly groups? Oh, I didn't know that. I don't usually like to retain poly paints when I'm doing Dynamesh because that poly paint is most likely just temporary, so I don't need it anyway. Okay, let's turn off this. Hi Layla, how's it going? Good to see you again. How's the stream going? Hi, welcome. It's going great. Trying to make the ZBrush work with me. It's being stubborn. We'll get there. It's something. Oof. I mean, I've seen worse topologies. Also, all of this does not need to be this defined. I'll try to relax it a little bit. Maybe without this one. Everyone's in a hurry to learn everything all at once. Take your time, why rush? Well, I think it's a very personal question. Some people might not be very happy with their current job, and they've always felt that they are more drawn to a creative field, and that's okay for them to want to rush. I've been there before, and I know what it feels like. It is important to take your time though, because you can't get to like a pro level in anything really in life overnight or even over a month, sometimes over a year. I really don't like this, but I'll try again. So this is not too bad. Now it's not retaining the shapes that I wanted to retain. Okay, I can work with that, I think. As a disclaimer, guys, this is by no means a game ready or animation ready topology. This is not. It's not good, and most likely is not gonna work because it requires a lot of cleanup. And yeah, don't take it as something that you should be using in animation pipeline, because ZBrush can get you there, but it's not done in 15 minutes time that I've spent on it. It takes hours. And most of the people don't do it with ZBrush. People who work in the industry and work with riggers directly, they don't use ZBrush. They usually do it by hand, or they use plugins like ZBrush. This one. I don't want to do it today, so I'm using ZBrush today. Let's ZBrush. Where I can send my result to you. You can send it on Instagram if you want. I'm finding that there isn't a lot of work out there. Well, not my experience, but okay. Maybe in your country. There is still enough from what I can see. I mean, freelancers survive somehow, right? I liked her portfolio and style. Whose portfolio? Retopo can be a pain. Yeah, it can be, but it's just a pill we'll have to swallow. Yay. Let's do morph target, or then let's isolate piece bit and do project again. Very cool. I'm from Brazil. Your working method is very interesting. You work with many polygroups. Is it better selection for parts, or is it better for rigging or posing later? Currently, I killed all the polygroups, as you can see, but I do use it for sculpting quite a bit. It just makes the process a lot easier for me. Personally, I like to be able to isolate parts and work on them without having to mask it every time. So yeah, I usually use polygroups as masking. So this will need a lot of work, but it will be covered by clothes, so I'm not too worried for now. Oop. This anatomy will need a lot of love. I love the Wrap standalone software, it's been a huge time saver. I love the clone brush feature where you can clean up issues easily. That's nice. I haven't used the standalone one, but ZWrap is also pretty good. Thanks. Oh, you're welcome. Are any of you guys into games? I feel like I'm asking it every single stream. But I do usually find some fellow gamers among you guys, so... So give it up. What are you guys playing? It's the kind of topic I like to discuss, apart from just talking about ZBrush. I love games. Yay. I am currently playing through Final Fantasy 16. He's 16. Is that where we at? Is that the latest? I'm trying to play the Lies of P demo. Oh, I've seen the trailer. It looks amazing. Isn't it just for PlayStation? If it's not, I'll grab it for PC once I'm done with Baldur's Gate. What games do you recommend? Well, I just started playing Baldur's Gate, like I mentioned, and it's been amazing if you're sort of into D&D, but you don't have to be to love it. But I did have a D&D background, and I like fantasy settings, so cool game. Also, my most favorite is Witcher 3, followed by Breath of the Wild, and then Horizon Forbidden West. What else? And Nier Automata. Love those. Loving Armored Core 6. Cool. Think she is more creating, not playing. Who is? No, I'm a gamer. Do love sculpting, but I love playing games just as much. Well, I'm currently close to finishing Final Fantasy 16, but I'm looking forward to the Cyberpunk 2077 expansion coming out next month. Are they still working on it? I thought CD Projekt Red are like in full swing at the new Witcher remake, because they're remaking the first part, and then another company is working on a new saga, which is like Witcher 4. So I didn't know that there was still work being done on Cyberpunk. Been a lot of Tears of the Kingdom and Deep Rock Galactic lately. Cool. I've been playing Tears of the Kingdom as well. A lot. Good game. I think Lies of P is on everything. Awesome. I'll check it out once it comes out. Oh yeah, heck, I need to get ready for that expansion. Yeah. Oh, I did try to get into Cyberpunk, and I bought a copy because I respect the company so much, the CD Projekt Red. And I tried to play it, but yeah. Games with shooting are not for me. Although I do like games with like shooting from a bow. So it's a bit of a mix. Whenever there is a game that comes out that has stealth missions where you have to like crouch in the grass and like take down enemies, yeah, sign me up. What a gamer? What kind of game? RPG? I think I just named a few. Yeah, I've been enjoying Tears of the Kingdom, Baldur's Gate recently, some Stardew Valley, which is a different genre altogether. Then Witcher 3, Nier Automata, Horizon Forbidden West, so like open world RPGs. Yeah, stuff like that. Played Far Cry 4 and Primal solely for stealth missions and stuff. Yeah, I think the next expansion is the final stuff they're making for Cyberpunk, but they also mentioned that they are also starting to work on Cyberpunk 2. Plus Witcher 4, I'm sure. Whoa. I mean, didn't Cyberpunk 2077 receive like a huge backlash when it first came out? And people did try to play it, but it was overall like too buggy. Did they end up selling enough so they can make a sequel? Okay. Completely understandable. Oh, you're using tablet or keyboard and mouse, miss. I'm using a tablet. I do use keyboard for my short keys. Hotkeys? Hotkeys. Oh, Automata and Witcher 3 like this type of game. Yeah. Automata and Witcher 3 aren't the same though. Automata? Not sure. They are very like deep in lore and lots of side quests and open world, sure. But Automata just introduced the whole new style of gaming that combined so many different game genres. That was a really pleasant surprise. Although I hated every single hacking game that you had to go through, because as a kid my parents never realized that I was a nerd, so I never had any Segas or PSPs or anything like that. And it wasn't until I was like 12 and my family got our first computer, I started playing games from CDs. So I completely missed the whole genre of like those, I'm not sure what they're called, but basically arcade games when you are like this person that needs to shoot, and whichever way you're facing you're shooting, and you have to like take down enemies that also attack you and like evade their attacks. Yeah, I completely I just suck at that. And Nier Automata has it as kind of like the main game mechanic in the second playthrough. And if you guys didn't know, that game has 26 endings that you can complete, meaning that you can replay it a lot of times. At least 3, from what I heard. There are 3 main endings, or yeah. Which is a bummer because I found out recently that some people don't know about multiple endings in that game and they just finish the first one and they never replay it. And they never find out that the second playthrough is completely different. Cyberpunk 2077 has improved over the years and just tried playing it earlier this year and I'm really enjoying it. Right now the reviews on Steam are very positive. Although that's good for them. That's good. Glad it didn't affect... Well, maybe it did affect the reputation of the company a bit. But I'm glad they're moving forward. And hey, as you say, people are enjoying it. That's great. I've seen some references to The Witcher in the game. Like there were posters with Siri on the cover of the magazine. Stuff like that. But those Easter eggs were cool. I don't really like how thick they are. So I'm gonna take my pinch brush and make them a bit thinner. I feel like they obstruct too much of the eyelid. Yeah, something like this. Hey, we're getting there. Slowly but surely. Obviously, all of this is still very early on in the process. I haven't touched it since the first stream, but I will. I think also after Cyberpunk Edgerunners show, new fans started to try out the game, so it received a pretty nice boost. Oh, were they connected? I wasn't sure. Because I, well, never watched the show, even though it's been recommended to me. Or is it the movie? The one on Netflix, right? I love the Nier Automata soundtrack. Yeah, it's very calm. I sometimes have it on the background when I work. I really enjoy it as well. Can you show a ZBrush version of newest and use new features for us? I would love to, but I'm currently on ZBrush 2022. I am still in the process of getting the newest version, and once I do, I will show off every feature that I like. I promise. Might too. What's this? What are you building? I'm building character. It's a masterpiece, bro. Okay. Yes, Edge Runners is connected to the Cyberpunk 2077 world. Awesome. I feel like her face is a bit too flat. Okay, we have half an hour left. Maybe I'll be able to... Well, I wanted to cover this part for a while now. If you just give me a second, and I'll do this. And then we can model some of her clothing so she's not so naked anymore. Yes, okay, cool. I've read it all. Start modeling her clone. Although her hands also need a lot of work. I mean, her arms. Can you show how to separate body parts and what is this thing named end cap for part joint? End cap. Oh. What do you mean separate body parts? For game? I can't show it here because we don't have topology ready for the game. This is not a game ready topology. And to make one would take hours. Separating body parts is as easy as just masking out stuff. By holding down Ctrl Shift, you'll bring out this green stuff, green rectangle. And then you can separate them, and then you can split them if you want. But you will lose all of your subdivision levels. That's one way to separate body parts. Yeah, for game things. Yeah, I currently can't show you because I don't have the topology and the knowledge, because I think I mentioned it, I don't work in games. I roughly know the steps required, but I don't think I'm the person to ask. There are plenty of good tutorials though, like I can recommend one on ArtStation that I watched. I'll just send the link to the chat. This one. I think it's big. I sent it in the chat. I'll bring it up as well. Well, I can't really show it because I'm signed out here, but it's a free tutorial if you're registered on ArtStation. You can see on how to sculpt, how to even concept, then retopology and UVs, baking, texturing, posing. Really good tutorial. Check it out. The link is in the chat. Her neck needs a bit of work. Especially this part. I saw it already, very good tutorial about the steps. Yeah, it's a good one, right? What was today's random fact? That was super late today. Good morning, Layla. Oh, good morning. Random fact. Did I say anything inappropriate? Surely I did. I'm not sure. Chat is alive today. Sort of. Yeah. What should I learn after 3D software? Substance or Unity or Unreal Engine? After what should I learn after 3D software? What do you mean by 3D software? After ZBrush? So Substance is one beast, Unity and Unreal Engine is the whole other. Substance is software for texturing, or adding color to the models, which is one thing. Unity and Unreal Engine is for real-time rendering, stuff like that, building worlds, for game design, all of that stuff. So really, you kind of need to know both if you want to work in games. You need to learn how to texture your models, and then how to use those textures and those models in Unreal or Unity. It's kind of like a pack. You can't just learn one or the other. Unless you just want to specialize in sculpting characters and nothing else. There are some jobs that allow for that. They're just a bit more niche and a bit harder to find. Where do you work actually? I actually work in New Zealand for an animation company. They're quite small, so you probably never heard of it. Called Flux Animation Studio. Okay, promise to model her clothing, which mainly consists of the collar, then the corset, and then the puffy sleeves, and the skirt. So she's got quite exaggerated proportions. Like a very thin waistline. And her arms are nowhere near as muscular as they currently are. But we will fix it as we go. Okay. Круто. Спасибо. And I never thought I would get to this point. Oh, like clothing making, so I didn't gather any corset references. So give me a minute while I search for something. Yeah, I do have some corsets saved because of my entry for ArtStation challenge. My character there also had a corset. It's turning out super beautiful. Great job. Thank you so much. It will get even better, I hope. So it's sort of something like this. Okay, we'll improvise. What's this? So I'm gonna save. It's always a good thing to do. So from what I can tell from the concept, this green part goes all the way to the armpits because it's like turned this way. You can't see it. Yeah, I'll need to improvise. So in scenarios like these, when you can't really... my phone is going nuts. You can't really make out what the concept artist meant. The key is to get as many references as you can that sort of fit the art style and then combine them all into something that works. So probably don't be me, don't go off of just one concept, of one reference. get a few that you like, and then imitate it. Towards the back, it should be something like this as well. Here the sleeves will start. So I'm gonna Ctrl-Shift-D, Ctrl-W to create a polygroup. Then I'm gonna isolate it, and I'll say delete levels and delete hidden. And now we have this piece of geometry that is separate from the body. We can zero mesh it after we do some cleanup with deformation. So the slider will smooth out the borders of your mesh. That's the one. That's not bad, but I do want for this area to be a bit cleaner. I'm gonna smooth it out a bit. Select this area, polish. Let's try again. Yeah, that was nice. Maybe even lower lower poly count. And that should be enough. Cool. You can inflate your mesh with the gizmo with transpose tool by holding down Control and dragging on the yellow from the yellow square outwards. So we've inflated it. Cool. Now what do I do? It looks like she doesn't have any definition in the chest apart from the shape itself. So I'm gonna try and do that. So in this case, I guess I'll need to run some zero mesh lines so it can change the flow of the topology. Yeah, that's better. Oof. Very exaggerated proportions. I might change them to be a bit more realistic to my liking, but we'll see. That was so smooth. You mean zero mesher? Yeah, I can do a pretty good job if you tell him what you want it to do. Okay. How does character appeal work? Isn't that a subject? Isn't that subjective? It is, and it isn't. It is to do with the way that most of the minds work. And what I mean by that is that obviously we all have our own preferences in color, shape, beauty, taste, like we all have different minds. However, you're trying to convey a certain emotion or convey that this character is this and that they're maybe like young and naive. What character appeal does, or like the knowledge of a character appeal does, is it lets you manipulate shapes in our case in ZBrush, to convey different characters. And what I mean by that is, like, let's say a character is very young and immature and naive and very innocent, let's say, and you want to convey that. You're not gonna use very sharp shapes or very defined like jawline or very like triangular eyelids. Why? Because those shapes stand for different characteristics. So for more young and naive characters, animation studios would usually come up with designs with softer shapes, with bigger eyes, bigger foreheads, imitating a more of a younger person. Because kids do have big eyes and big foreheads and stuff like that. So it's about using different shape language to tell a story with your character. That's what character appeal is, in my head at least. If you're trying to make a character look scary or maybe stubborn, or maybe they're a villain, you would usually tend to use more angular and sharp shapes. If you take any villain from any Pixar or Disney movie, you'll see what I mean. They will rarely have any rounded edges. They will mostly be sharp, and the color palettes will be something ranging from purple and green and black to sometimes bright red. So there's a certain set of rules that apply to making characters. It's not just as simple as that, like, okay, we need a main character for a movie, whatever color works. No, people actually calculate which colors associate with what, like green and pink in this scenario. I wonder what they talk about. Maybe it's purity, maybe innocence, definitely connected to nature. Obviously, she is half rose, half human. So yeah, it's a very, very big topic that I can't really cover with one answer, but I hope it sort of gave you an idea what I mean by calling the stream character appeal, because I do like to talk about it, even though I don't always do. But yeah, I sort of apply all of these principles when I'm working on a character. Try not to add any strong sharp lines in this design, just because they're not really present in the 2D design anyway. I talk a lot. How will you pose this after the sculpting? I think this one I will pose in ZBrush using Transpose Master, just because the pose is quite easy. But I do have to say that I don't really like this pose. I might change it up a little bit and do my own thing. But yeah, most probably will be in ZBrush. I'm not gonna create a rig for this character. Plus I only want to make a bust and maybe the skirt as well. Okay, how fast can we make those bell sleeves, puffy sleeves? Boom, done. Okay, obviously we will need more work than that, but it's not a bad start. Plus we can always bend it. in this case. Now we can run some ZBrush guides with ZBrush to understand this. Maybe lower. Okay, and this is it for today, guys. Gonna just add some thickness real quick. Yep, and here you go. If you have any questions, please let me know now so I can answer them. But otherwise, I will need to get going and get to work. Will you do the ZBrush sculpture? Good question. I really want to, so I think I will. I've started like concepting because they don't give you concepts, you have to come up with your own. So I've started concepting on the side and creating boards for the thing. So I think in a week's time I'll try and sculpt my entry as a practice, which is not forbidden, by the way. You guys can practice before the competition itself. To be fair, it is encouraged to practice before the competition because it is tough to sculpt stuff in a 3 hours period and make it look really good. Well, as good as you can make it. Awesome stream as always. Thank you so much. You're welcome. And yeah, guys, I encourage all of you to participate in the ZBrush Sculpt-Off competition. They're great prizes. 2 years ago, I won a 3D printer. That was like a very expensive one. The second place usually takes like a really good tablet. Usually, I'm not sure what it's gonna be this year, so they will announce it on stream on the day off. It's usually like a Cintiq or something. So yeah, encourage that you all participate, and even if you don't win, there are participation prizes as well from different sponsors. At least for the past 2 years, there have been some digital gifts. Plus, there are giveaways during the stream as well. You can enter. But yeah, not to mention it is a huge boost to your skills. And you do step out of the comfort zone for those 3 hours that you need to sculpt. Okay, well, this is her for now. There's still a lot of work to be done in this character. That's what we'll deal with on the next stream. Okay, no more questions. You guys can follow me on Instagram, ArtStation, and Telegram. On Telegram, I have my own channel where I post just work in progress stuff. Your poly paint looks really nice. Thank you, Olivia. It was a really quick slap-on poly paint that I will most likely change in the future. But yeah, this is it for now. What I can do is I can quickly save and bring up where we were last stream. So that was her last stream. That's her now. Obviously it was like a block out. That's getting there. Managed to blend all the shapes together. It's no longer so blocky. So I'm pretty happy with how it's progressing. Ooh, just noticed that I do really need to bring her chin up, don't I? I'll just chin the whole jaw. Oh well, we'll deal with it on the next stream. Have a great day. She's looking lovely, Layla. Thank you so much. I'll see you all next Monday, same time, same place. Stay tuned and participate in contests. See you guys.